All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday, March 7th, 2020. Welcome to another metallic episode of Music of Destruction right here on YouTube. So today we are diving into the world of dark ambient, and what's strange is I never hear anyone talking about this album from Leviathan with A Silhouette in Splinters, which is his dark ambient released in 2008 on Moribund Records. Leviathan was formed by Jeff Whitehead, also known as Rest, back in the mid-90s. And he has a very prolific discography from then all the way up until now. Now, what's strange to me is that this album is overlooked by almost everyone I've ever come across. Well, not anymore, guys, because we're talking about this album today, and this is my favorite release from Leviathan. And hey, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss anything. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Music of Destruction. Join the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com/groups/Music of Destruction. The Seed, episode 18, The History of Black Sabbath, part 3, is up on Patreon for you guys right now. If you become a pledge member, you will get access to these podcasts by going to patreon.com/Music of Destruction. Select the $5 tier, use PayPal or a credit card if you want to support the channel, and you will get access. Thank you very much for your kind hard support. So, A Silhouette in Splinters, ladies and gentlemen. Where do I even begin with an album of this magnitude? Because this is complexity and darkness of the most astounding nature. And I guess I could start by trying my best to describe the landscapes and emotions of pure suicidal despair and isolation that erupts from this album's intensity on a level that most will never see or want to experience. The album opens with traveling over the ocean's skull, and it opens this journey into the mind of a man who has completely lost faith in everything. His life, his experiences, goals, happiness, or anything resembling a modicum of positivity. No, it's all been drained and lost, and the track echoes in and out with mournful guitar notes and keyboard passages with a dark, ominous low-end keyboard bass passage that shakes the foundation of your entire being and will leave you completely breathless and lifeless as you look for a way out of this dark world but are unable to find one because it simply doesn't exist. All that's left here is complete blackness and desolate landscapes of ruin and skies filled with blood, with suicide breathing down the neck, suffocating you with its throat-choking emotional impact. Next we have It Comes in Whispers Part 2. Now, is there a Part 1? Don't know, because I've never been able to find one in his discography, though perhaps it's on some of his demos. I'd have to check it out. But this track is jaw-dropping in its melancholy and sorrowful isolation as the clean, mournful riffs echo through your mind while keyboards play off of your weakness and hope, but drag you deeper into Rest's nauseating pit of empty, hollow black abyss, inducing soul-ripping torment. And that's what this record is. It's a weapon against the world, and it succeeds on so many levels at making you feel every ounce and nuance of his misanthropic despair and suicidal dysphoria as you stare down at the ground while you beg to be let go from this world. But it doesn't, because you're trapped here, and he is the one who controls reality now, being Rest, and you have no hope of escaping this seasick voyage into desolation and suicide. And really, the only thing you can do to escape is to die, and that's exactly what Rest is hoping for with this release as he recorded it. He wants you to feel his pain, ladies and gentlemen, and believe me, if you decide to take this journey, you will feel it, whether you want to or not. Which leads right into particular dis-ease. And well, if you ever thought emotions were a disease of the mind, this track will not only confirm those theories, but it will also make you wish you didn't have any emotions to begin with. This is a relentless approach in its depressive overtones of extreme pain and suicidal hopelessness. And if you aren't spellbound by this album's hypnotic embrace by now, well, you sure as hell will be before the end of the record. This one is like anxiety and terror mixed with schizophrenic apparitional insanity mixed into one giant wall of pure misanthropy, and the instrumentation conveys this in spades. With Rest speaking like some kind of suicidal suggestive words that are almost like a hallucination inside your head, telling you to go ahead and leave your pathetic futile existence. And music of this magnitude is not easy to stomach, as the effects of the instrumentation and overall compositional choices create nauseating feelings in your stomach. I'm not joking or embellishing this in any sense of the word. This album is very hard to absorb in one sitting, and I don't recommend a full dose experience unless you're already familiar with this kind of music. Now it then leads us into Shimmering with Horn of Woe, which is another trip into the next level of Rest's demented, tortured world, straight into the bowels of his own painted reality of hell and torment, and it conveys this like it formed itself in a lot of ways. That's the great thing about such dark emotional music, in my opinion, is that it almost forms on its own, and you just have the vessel for the emotions expressing themselves without having to put any effort forth, as in forcing yourself to write the music, because it just flows out of you seamlessly. Now, where do you go from here as Rest continues to pour on the emotions of confusion, isolation, and despair? Is there a way out? You will be asking this question throughout the album's entire duration, because it's so fucking hypnotic that it enchants you with its embrace and pulls you into its abyss, and not only do you want more, but you don't want it to end, despite how nightmarish this world is. Talk about a paradox, right? Next up is the title track, A Silhouette in Splinters. And if there was a track that conveys complete madness, terror, anxiety, panic, and horror, this is the track. The track is literally like the emotion of terror and suicide in an anthropomorphic form, stalking you and sliding up behind you, just waiting for you to slip. As you stare into the mirror and see nothing but a former shell of yourself, as you try to reason and make out any semblance of sanity and relation to a normal existence, only to find out that it's all been cut off and taken from you. So guys, let's listen to this track, Silhouette and Splinters, right here on Music of Destruction. we are back, and this is truly disturbing and terrifying for a piece of art, ladies and gentlemen, and it does not let up on its intention at any point, and the monster that keeps sneaking up behind you in the shadows cannot be forgotten about either, so don't even try, because it simply won't happen. Where the hell does the journey go from here? Well, how about straight into Red, Blood, and True, which is at the point when you've had enough of Rest's world and will do anything to leave this pain and torture. The things you have seen, the things you felt and experienced have become unbearable, and your sanity is unraveling. Rationale is out the window, memories of anything but this world have vanished, and you don't even know who the hell you are anymore. Did you exist? Were you loved? Did you have friends or a family? These concepts are nothing but fragments of your memory now because of this alien world in which you inhabit now, and you have nothing to compare it to anymore. There is only one way out, and that's through the noose that the album has been leading you to all along. Yeah, guys, this album is that emotionally captivating and engrossing, and this is a true masterpiece of dark art and emotion. Pick it up if you haven't already. And now we come to the final verdict for Leviathan, A Silhouette and Splinters, and I'm giving this a perfect score, 10 out of 10. This is an emotional ride into fucking hell, and if you're not familiar with this kind of music, stay far, far away from this one because it's very dark, it's very disturbing, it's very fucking emotional. Time for some shoutouts and thank yous here on Music of Destruction. We're going with Shadows of Death Records. Thank you very much to Gail for working with me. Go to shadowsofdeathrecords.com/list-2-music. Check out all the bands on his label. Going to be great to interview Sagrado once again when they release their new record through Shadows of Death. That's coming up this year. Shout out to Terry Marquez, my friend and manager of the Pissing Razors and Texas Voodoo Stomp. Shout out to you guys as well. Going to be interviewing both bands as their musical careers continue. Pissing Razors will be on here again. Their new album's coming out very soon. Shout out to Metal Bands Chronicles. Check him out. Also Acid Metal, King of Swords, Farley's Nerd Cave, and Backwoods Metal. As well as a shout out to Anthony, Chris, and Mop of Heavy Metal Networks. Please hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell so you don't miss anything. We will see you guys on Tuesday for the next review. Have yourselves an awesome weekend, everybody. Take care.